So I just pieced together my first makeshift video of rolling out your pecs up into the shoulders. Sorry if that sun's a little bright. But why this is important, and take note, not just everybody who's a lifter, but while this is important to everybody who sits at a desk job all day and sits with their shoulders hunched over, is those pec muscles, the pec attachment going into the shoulder, the bicep tendon, all that area, starts to contract and get tight, so you don't have that range of motion. So you wake up, you're stiff, your muscle seems tense. For me in particular, a week and a half ago, I did an intense training cycle. Intense, I mean only 2 days, but anyway, and I, for the last week and a half, have been dealing with a lot of tension through here, to the point where it just would not move. It was hurt, it was locked up. It started rolling out over a week ago, and the inflammation was just too great, and I actually had to let the inflammation die down a little bit. But while this is important, is that you need to release that, get that tension out of there, so your shoulders can sit back in their proper position a little bit easier, and also free up that rib cage, because it's going to help with your breathing a lot. And right now I'm burping a little bit, coffee, but it's going to help free up that rib cage. It's going to help your breathing, and it's just going to make things a little bit more comfortable. You need to do this a few times a week. I would say do it every day, but realistically, you need to just develop a little bit of a routine, and that's what we're going to try to work at. And I'm going to put some pieces together, and then eventually we're going to put everything together that you might be able to use 3 days a week for about 10 minutes. So, but right now we're just starting with the pecs. Tomorrow I'm going to try to do a video on the shoulders and getting the lat attachments brought in, because I'm tight through there even. So even that range of motion now is limited. So we've taken care of an issue of this range of motion, going out, spreading the arms, getting ready to hug somebody or slap them, whichever you want to do. And then now we're going to work on bringing the hand overhead for you lifters with the rack position. Why that's important, because we don't want our elbows down, we want them straight ahead or a little bit up. Or, if you're going to karate chop somebody, you want to be able to have that range of motion there. So we'll hit that tomorrow. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Thanks.
Right now? Are you recording right now? This thing's on. Hi, lovely people. Look at me this morning in my, whatever this thing's called in my head.
At first you need to show them what the ball is.
Oh, okay. This is a ball.
From PetSmart.
From PetSmart.
He stole it from his puppy.
That's that thing right there.
She wants it.
So, yeah. And how much was this at PetSmart?
$4.99.
$4.99.
Aria,
so
come.
For $4.99 you can get a mobility ball at PetSmart instead of
Aria.
$15 on Amazon. And my dog will get it back here shortly. You will see. I'm not going to torment her, but what we're going to do is we're going to start at the center of the chest. And I wasn't going to talk, but now I am, because it still hurts. I did a little bit this morning already. I spent about 10 minutes on this side, just kind of digging in, mashing out the pecs, the pec attachments, going all the way up into the shoulder. But right now on this side, we're just starting out. And you want to start out to where you can still breathe. You don't want to just put all your body weight on at once. So ease into it. If it hurts a little bit, just ease into it a little bit. Just sit there for a minute, kind of hang out and rock around a little bit. And then you want to just gently roll around. I see a lot of people when they foam roll or they ball mash, they just get in there and they just start rolling around like they're trying to sand or wax on, wax off the car. And you're really not doing any good, because you're not finding those spots that, like right there, that are kind of stuck together. And you want to just take your arm and just feel around in there. So right down here with my arm down to my side, I'm fine. As I start to bring it out to right about shoulder level, I start to feel it's real tender, it's tight, it hurts. So we just kind of dig in there a little bit, kind of rotate the shoulder a little bit around until it starts to loosen up, and then you can kind of increase that range of motion and even get to that point where you're up overhead. And right there we have another spot. And in the same location, the ball hasn't moved a bit. In the same location, I feel it just by moving my arm just a little bit differently each time. So you want to dig around in there and find those little spots and just kind of sit in there for them a little bit. And as they start to release, apply a little bit more pressure down into them. And make sure you're breathing through all this, people. If you hold your breath, you're going to pass out. And then your dog is going to do funny things to you because it wants its ball back. There we go. We're just working through that. Again, moving that shoulder, working that range of motion, trying to find those spots. There's another one. See how I just took my palms in and rotated my shoulders. What we call this? We call this internal rotating, I guess, because I am in pain and I don't remember all my terms. But right there, and even as I start to turn away into what they call the douchebag pose, I feeling a lot of that attachment going up into the shoulder where the bicep tendon starts to attach and rolling down through there. Oh yeah, that's the money shot. So I'm gonna get up off that for a moment, see how that feels, and it's just a few minutes. You don't have to spend a lot of time, and already I'm loose on this side. I don't know if you can tell from the angle, but this arm is going a lot farther back than what this one is. And even up overhead, it feels a lot different. So it doesn't matter, a ball like this, softball, a lacrosse ball is gonna be my next victim as I dig a little bit smaller of a ball in there. Golf ball, if you're that brave. But you know, it just takes a few minutes on each side to tie or to release that tension in there. So my dog's gonna get the ball back. Aria, look.
Dad, I got
And
a
now
bone.
she doesn't want it, so.
I got a bone now, Dad.
In the next video I'm gonna work on getting that lat attachment in through the tricep head to loosen up so you can get a little bit better range of motion from the rack position. All right, here you go.